So friends, I want to do a little review on the Built Bars because a client of mine had asked me about them. They apparently have the just basic Built Bars, but now they have launched, which it could have been a while ago, I don't know, but they have launched a Puffs, Built Bar Puffs. Let me know in the comments if you've tried either the basic Built Bar or the Puffs. I'm gonna go through both. Let me know if you love them, if you hate them, if you're a little confused with what is healthy, because there are different elements of looking at the nutrition label. And I tell my clients whenever they want me to review anything, they need to send me the macros, but most importantly also the ingredients, because a lot of times they'll just send me the nutrition label as like the numbers and they neglect the ingredients. So that's gonna change it completely. If you are still trying to stick to your macros and your calories and you're uber obsessed with just the numbers, it is highly crucial you shift gears and you focus on ingredients even more so than the numbers. Okay, so the Built Bar, from what I'm gathering, they really market it as a high protein, lower calorie bar because it is one of the lowest calorie bars I've seen. Now, I'm not sure what the taste and the texture is, but here is the salted caramel. And the top ingredient is hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, and then it's water, and there's maltodextrin, glycerin, sugar, erythritol, palm and palm kernel oil, cocoa processed with alkali, gelatin, natural flavors, dextrose salt, non-fat milk powder, and soy lecithin, okay? So I read that and it's a big no for me. If you are looking at sweeteners, I will tell you from my personal experience and many of my clients, erythritol is the most triggering of all the, artificial sweeteners. And I think a lot of times monk fruit is paired with erythritol. So if you're buying a monk fruit sweetener, look to see that it's not paired with erythritol. A lot of these low sugar ice creams are now sweetened with erythritol, and the candies that are low sugar or no sugar, erythritol. So just look out for that. I mean, the sweetener you really want to focus on is straight monk fruit, allulose. Okay, those two are going to be the best for gut health. They're going to be the best for the least amount of inflammation in the body compared to sucralose, even stevia, aspartame, things like that. You definitely want to steer clear of. So that is a no for me in terms of the ingredients. And then we look at the macros, 130 calories, you have 2 grams of fat, and both two are from saturated fat. You have 19 carbs, 6 grams of fiber, so only 13 net impact carbs, and you have 17 grams of protein, 7 sugar alcohols. So in terms of blood sugar regulation, it's a great option. But again, with the ingredients, it's not so good. So I'm gonna show you the Puffs because I was like, oh my goodness gracious. The Puffs are absolutely a no-go for me. I think I clicked on the gluten-free, and this one doesn't have nearly as many inflammatory ingredients, but I tell you, my friends, I'm gonna try to find that one. Let's see, Shop Puffs, let's see here. Okay, I think I was looking at the s'mores. Oh my gosh, if I could show you this. Yeah, let me just show you. Look at that ingredient list. What in God's green earth is happening here? Look at all of those. I mean, the inflammation, I just can't with. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. So that's a whole lot of something right there. Okay, we have collagen, whey protein, which again is not bad if it's absolutely clean, but a lot of people don't do well with whey. I personally do not recommend whey for most people. Then you have wheat flour, granulated sugar. I mean, that's like the third ingredient is sugar. Second is wheat flour. And there's heat treated wheat flour at that. Then there's palm oil, and then there's glycerin, and then there's confectioner's glaze, and there's xanthan gum, and some other things I can't pronounce, and sunflower oil, and glycerin again, and then we got the palm kernel oil again, and then we got the soy lecithin. I mean, non-fat milk powder. It's an absolute no for me. Now, with that being said, I told my client exactly what I would tell you. If you absolutely love the taste, the texture, this is what you look forward to every single day, or maybe you look forward to it once or twice a week. By all means, if you get your fulfillment from enjoying this, then I do not want to take that away from anyone. So it's looking at the bigger picture, okay? What can we weave into the mix that's going to satisfy us without having us feel deprived and without having us feel like we're being neglected and we need to go off the deep end because we're always craving the things that we used to have that we're now not allowed to have, right? That's not the way we should be living. So again, it's all relative. If you're just starting your journey and you're eating crap every single day, then this is an amazing choice. And that's what I told her. I said, well, if you love it and you feel like you do have an issue with these sweet urges and cravings, then I'd much rather you have this than a bowl of ice cream, you know? But, you know, it's all a balancing act, because you should have the real deal sometimes and you should substitute with healthier options other times. But and let's go to the calories. Again, very low calorie for a protein bar, 160 calories, because you only have 3.5 grams of fat. 3 grams coming from saturated fat. So reminder, if you're struggling with weight loss, fat is not the thing you should be afraid of. Saturated fat, yes. Healthy fat, no. So if your fat is coming from nuts, seeds, avocado, nut butter, olive oil, grass-fed butter from time to time, totally fine. But if it's coming from not so good sources, then yeah, that's where we have to be worried a little bit. But the total carbs in this Puffs bar is 18, 0 grams of fiber. So you have 18 net impact carbs and you only have 15 grams of protein. So it's not extremely balanced the way I like to do it myself. And I teach to anyone trying to, get towards their fat loss goal. You really want to, the majority of the time, your meals have your protein trump your net impact carbs. Not all the time, but the majority of the time. And I think a lot of people are falling into this pattern where most of their meals, the carbs, the net carbs are higher than the protein for every meal. And, eventually that's just going to be problematic for blood sugar, insulin, of course. And when we're in the presence of insulin all the time, we can't burn fat efficiently. So that's really the framework of everything I build my programming upon, is blood sugar regulation, clean ingredients, diversification, helping improve gut health, and of course hormones. So I will tell you, if you're willing to share, tell me which protein bars you love. I have 3 I love, and one is something I have pretty much every single day, because I was the girl growing up that was the go-to person for all of the sweets and the candies and the cookies. And you came to my locker in high school and I could hook you up. And so it's funny to reconnect with people from my past, because they'll come across my content and they're like, whoa, like I was always very athletic. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I did get best physique in high school, my friends, because I was a big volleyball player. And, the boys were nasty and they always came to our games because we wore the little Spankies and whatnot. But I digress. So I worked. I exercised like a fiend, but I ate like absolute junk. I carbo loaded every single day. I was probably a size 6-ish, which was, I had a nice body. I'm not going to talk negatively about my body, but I'm much more petite now because I'm not going off the deep end with the carbs like I used to. I'm not over exercising like I used to. So I have much more of a balance now, but I did eat a lot of junk. And so now I start my day off with the small C bar. I do not have a discount code for you all, but if you do buy 3 boxes, they discount it. And I love Shane and Holly, husband, wife. They have 2 kids. They own this business. They are everything wellness. They preach it. They walk the walk. They talk the talk. Their bars are amazing. They're vegan. So anyone can have them. They're gluten-free. They're vegan. They are soy-free. Well, they have flaxseed, but I mean, some people think that that's in the same category. But they're low glycemic. They have 20 grams of protein. I believe only like 10 net impact carbs, maybe even 7 because there's a good amount of fiber. So the Builders protein bars, I'll do an overview another day for that. But I used to love the Builders bars. They're not so good. And I had a conversation with someone else about what they do to your blood sugar, even though they're labeled as low glycemic. And I don't think that is the case because we just don't. So that's another thing I want to look into is on a nutrition label, what is allowed, because, you know, in terms of organic, they don't have to be across the board organic ingredients. If they have maybe like 1 to 2, they can label the product as organic. Well, I wonder with low glycemic what the stipulations are. So, because now more so you're seeing keto and you don't really see low glycemic that much anymore. But anyhow, Small Seed is incredible. And my second go-to is by Propello Life. It's the natural, or Simply Natural. Now, if you've ever had the Perfect Bar, they're very chewy and very delicious, and they're sweetened with honey, I believe. Actually, I don't know what the Perfect Bars are, but I know that they have 12 plus ingredients. The price point is expensive, and they have to be refrigerated, and there's a lot of sugar. So I did a comparison, and I haven't talked about these bars in a long time, but they have 6 ingredients. They're naturally sweetened with honey. They're collagen based. So, you know, the difference between the two is you're getting collagen, so it's not vegan. The other one is. One is really low glycemic. The other is slightly higher glycemic. But we also need to remember that our body needs different amount of carbs depending on the exercise intensity. Your body is going to use carbs for fuel with higher intensity exercise versus the lower intensity exercise where our body burns fat for fuel. So it's very important to get both. If you are in the world of weight loss and you started off with a low carb approach that became your just new norm and everything is low carb for you, and initially it was working and now it's not, I have something for you that I will post everything about that in another time, another day. But it is important that you do not overdo it with exercise and underdo your carbs, because your body will eventually become in a state of storage. And that is probably what is going on with so many women out there, because we know it's important to manage blood sugar. We know it's important to not go off the deep end with carbs. So I think little by little, we're trying to do our due diligence and we're trying to cut carbs where we can. And it's initially working. And then eventually we feel like super lethargic and we can't fuel our workouts. And we're like, what the heck is going on? Now the scale is not only not moving, but it's going up. And if this resonates with you, then you need to really understand that you need that good balance. And I'm not saying you should be bumping up your carbs most days, but you should incorporate carbs from time to time, especially if you are doing higher intensity workouts. And if you are going to these exercise classes at Orange Theory and doing P90X and, you know, all the other things, that's totally fine, but you need to supply your body with enough fuel. And again, you're pulling from carbs, not from fat. So if you don't have the carbs in your body's not going to be happy with you. So anyhow, let me know. I do have a discount code for Propello Life. They're Simply Natural bars. And those are going to be best consumed when you're very active, because they have a little bit more sugar. And the other is going to be more ideal when you're not so active. Like I do mine in the morning with my coffee, and it's a great way to start off the day. I get 20 grams of protein. It doesn't weigh me down. And then when I am needing something quick, and of course, you know, Whole Foods, that's going to be the king, right? But I'm going to keep it real. I do not want to cook eggs when I wake up at 5 a.m. I want something that's like ready to go, pull it out, open it up, and I'm good to go. You know, same thing later in the evening or whenever. Sometimes I just don't want to cook. So let me know if you want the code. Propello Life also has an amazing Cognigreens They have protein powder. It's not my favorite. I'm always honest. I love Gainfuls. But I say with Cognigreen, they're best products. They're Cognigreens. They have adaptogens with the greens. So I don't drink it personally because I eat a lot of greens and I take adaptogens elsewhere. But if you want to knock it out and you want to have everything in one-stop shop, then that's going to be perfect. Their protein bars are great, and they also have BCAAs that are great. So let me know if you want small seed. You basically can go to smallseed.com, smallseedbar.com, and you can find them. I can give you the link and code to the Simply Natural if you're interested. And the last bar I love is Aloha bars. They're very clean. They're low glycemic. I get them from Thrive Market, and unfortunately I told my clients yesterday, but I did not tell you all. They were like on the biggest discount yesterday, 43% off. Today they're still discounted. So if you're a Thrive member, go there and look at the Aloha bars. Not every flavor is free of inflammatory ingredients, but the chocolate chip peanut butter is. So hopefully this is helpful. Go back and rewatch for my actual review of the Built bars. And let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if there are any other labels. I would like to start doing this on a regular basis, once a week at least, where I'm reviewing a label and giving you my input and telling you better options. So if you guys can drop in the comments what you would like me to review, I will put it on my list and I will definitely get to it at some point. And I will give you the discount. So after I drop this, Kim, after I post it, then put in the comments bars and I will send you the links to both. And I'll tell you all three though. Have a good day.